What if I told you that something as simple as how you present food could be the difference between a meltdown at mealtime and a happy, well-fed toddler? Or that the one trick I'm about to share at the end of this video has turned mealtimes battles into peaceful moments for so many parents I've worked with. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have actionable solutions that actually work when your toddler flat out refuses to eat. And trust me, you're going to want to hear the last tip because it's a game changer. As a full-time early childhood teacher and an education leader, I've put hours into creating this video. Content planning, editing, and balancing it all with my job of mentoring and teaching toddlers every day. This one's packed with value, so make sure you watch till the end. Okay, a quick show of hands of how many of you have been in the exact situation where your toddler suddenly refuses to eat their favorite meal, and you're left wondering, what went wrong? Trust me, you're not alone. Here's an interesting fact. Toddlers refusing food isn't about the food itself. It's often about asserting independence. They are testing boundaries, and mealtime becomes a battleground. But don't worry, we're going to turn that battleground into neutral ground. Tip 1. Timing is everything. Let's start with a simple yet powerful tip. Timing. Did you know that toddlers often refuse to eat because they're simply not hungry? A great way to avoid this is by making sure that they have scheduled meals and snack times. Giving them snacks too close to mealtime is a recipe for disaster. A little space between meals and snacks will ensure they come to the table hungry and ready to eat. Tip 2. The presentation trick. Have you ever noticed that how food is presented can completely change a toddler's reaction to it? Fun fact, toddlers eat with their eyes first, just like adults. This is called the fun food presentation trick. By making the food visually appealing, arranging it into fun shapes, or offering small manageable portions, you'll find they are far more willing to give it a try. And hey, stick around, because I've got one more tip coming up, and it's by far the most effective strategy I've seen in my 10 years of teaching toddlers. You don't want to miss it. Tip 3. Don't force it. Now this next tip is all about mindset. You might feel like mealtime is turning into a power struggle, and honestly, forcing your child to eat can make situation worse. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a time in my own classroom where a child refused to eat anything we offered. The more we insisted, the more they resisted. And then we tried a new approach, offering the food without any pressure. We created a stress-free environment, and guess what? The child started eating on their own in no time. So here's the tip. Offer the food, but don't make a big deal out of it. Give them the choice, and they'll often surprise you. Tip 4. Involve your toddler in the meal prep. This one's huge. Toddlers love feeling like they have control, so let them help with meal prep. Whether it's stirring, pouring, or even just picking out the ingredients, this can make them more interested in trying what they help create. They are far more likely to eat food they've had a hand in making. Plus, it's a great bonding activity. If you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button and drop comments. What's been the biggest mealtime struggle with your toddler? Let's talk about it. And here's the bonus tip, the no pressure game. Alright, here's the game changer. One of my all-time favorite strategies. Turn mealtime into a no pressure game. What do I mean? Simply give your toddler a choice of 2 foods and tell them, you don't have to eat this, but you can taste just 1 bite and tell me if it's yummy or yucky. When they realize there's no pressure to finish the meal, It lowers their defenses, and more often than not, they'll end up eating far more than just one bite. It works like magic. So let's recap. Structure meal times, get creative with food presentation, don't force it, involve your toddler in meal prep, and remember the power of no pressure game. These strategies are tried, tested, and guaranteed to make meal times smoother. Now, if you found these tips helpful, you are definitely going to want to check my next video where I cover dealing with toddler tantrums at mealtime. It's packed with more useful strategies. You won't want to miss this. Remember to drop a comment. What's worked for you when your toddler refuses to eat? I'd love to hear your experiences. And remember, you've got this, and I've got your back.